Hey, it's Matt. We're live again. Let me see if we're up and running here. I think I got to check and see because I don't want to keep yelling and screaming and asking if you guys can hear me or not. But let's see. Oh, okay, got a little bit of delay here. Cheers. Tater Dom. Nice. All right, let's see if I'm talking. If I'm talking, then I'm doing it. All right, cool. I'm on. I am on. Let me just see if I can move some of this screen stuff around. Yeah, if you looked at the title, Feeling Cranky, well, I want to give you the lowdown on that because Tater Dom. All right. And I got Jackie in. Nice. Very nice. Good. Got all my audio, got all that stuff up and running. Great. All right, here we are. I had to do a little warm up here. You know, it's when I set the stuff up. Anyways, with the title, Feeling Cranky, I woke up. Horrible sinus thing, snot packed in one nostril, my eyes hurting, ears. It was just a mess, felt shitty all day. And I already put out yesterday a survey on the channel. What day? Because I think I did it yesterday. So the majority of the people picked today. So I'm like, all right, I got to honor it. So then last night, just a big mess. But last night I was trying to sort out some bugs on this whole tech stuff about the streaming and things like that. For some reason, I couldn't get it up and running, but I finally got it up and running. Basically, I had to delete the camera and add the camera back on, and it's up and running. So hopefully, if the pictures turn out good, you know, welcome to my backyard. This is it. Giving some props to old Biden because of his State of the Union yesterday. So, you know, he pretty much, you know, lied about everything. So it's pretty much, that's how it is. I warmed up today with a bottle of Bullet. I didn't do the whole bottle. I just finished the bottle. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, just finished it. There was a little bit left. Got it from a gift, and it's one of those things that you kind of warm up with. Then you get moving. All right, got a couple people in there. I got Tater Dom. I got Jackie. I got Madeline. Yeah, so far, just a few people, and just let's keep talking. You guys say whatever you want on there. Well, be kind, but, you know, talk. Maybe I can use what you guys say and keep rattling on. But basically what I'm doing here is I'm just going to do a few reviews while I'm at it. Thanks for all those people that send me comments. I try and get back to you as soon as I can. Sorry if I don't. But I even had someone send me a clip. He goes, hey, look, I just, I don't know who it is, but I can't think of the guy's name. He goes, hey, I just got this bottle of McKenna. I go, I haven't done a McKenna in ages. That's probably one of the first things I did. And I look back and yeah, he got himself some McKenna. So I think that was the same guy that kind of mentioned something about a High West because he's up in Idaho. You know, I like the interactions with the people that are. Oh, let me see what we got here. Yeah, I'm going to say it was a Bottle and Bond showdown way back when. I think I did it on my iPhone when I recorded it. So, Eric Shaver. All right. Well, Eric, I will do a review for you. He goes, hey, do something at High West. He's up in, where is he at? Haven't had, High West. Okay, he's in Idaho. You know, Utah's a little closer to Idaho than anything, so that's probably why. I actually brought out a High West Whiskey Rendezvous Rye, and I'll just do that. A little drink, a little taste, read the back of it, and let you know what it is. The The two that I put, if you guys looked on my stream, it was a Fiddler Toasted and a Barrel Bourbon batch number 31. Doing those are actually the true reviews, and if I get too shit-faced, I won't make it to the High West. If I am not shit-faced enough, I'll jump on the High West. And if you guys... Oh, Eric, you're on, buddy. Cool. That was me rocking through the videos while cranking out reports for work. Good. All right, I brought it out, Rendezvous Rye. I don't have a whole lot of High West products, and this one here, I guarantee this is probably at least a year and a half old. So with bottles, things will change. I think I got a High West whiskey that was in like a port barrel or some type of, barreled. And I think it's up at my buddy's Jeff's house. So it's up there. It was good. I tasted it. We'll open it up. It was actually pretty good. Bradley's here. Bradley. I love it. Bradley's, I think he's pointed me in directions of probably 2-3 bottles. And I'm going to blame Bradley for me finishing the Fiddler Weeded and me getting the Fiddler, let me see here if you got that, the Fiddler Toasted Weeded. He threw it out there and I saw it on Seal Box. And just a note to self, if you're drinking and you go online shopping for booze, don't hit send or buy or hit the Apple Pay or whatever. It's so easy, really easy. Wait the next day, review your order, then order it. But yet, like I said before, I've gotten lucky. Haven't gotten a bad bottle yet. It's one of those things that I got to try it. It's got to be good because I love the regular Fiddler. Bradley pointed me in that direction. Do the Fiddler first. Okay, all right, I'm going to do the Fiddler first because I was going to save that, but Bradley speaks. He's the one that pointed me in the right direction, and let's see how this thing turns out. It's going to be a fresh crack. I'm actually going to be opening that thing up and see what it tastes like. I'm sure it's going to be pretty good. I can almost guarantee it's going to be good. So I'm going to crack this thing open, get this thing started. And I'm going back and forth here. I got a little setup here. I try not to put my head down as much, but the way the setup is, sometimes I got to look down, and sometimes I got to be rude, I should say. All right, Bradley. All right, cool. So I'm going to pour this thing right now, let it air out for a second. I'm going to pour a fat one on this one because I have been looking forward to this thing. I've been, because I went out to visit my grandkid out in Texas, and let me get a little closer to you for you folks out there that kind of want to try it out and see if it's worth it or not. Went out to Texas, they got a Specs down the street from where, my daughter lives, and just kind of looking through things, nothing crazy. But I ended up getting the 5-gallon jug of the Weller's Special Reserve. Great deal, and it's an easy sipper, great tasting. It's pretty simple. It's a simple, great flavor wheated bourbon. And and what's funny is I was out in Ventura, California, helping out with my other daughter. And I swung by a liquor store that I've been dying to go to, and it's a liquor store. This guy had some great stuff in there, but they were stupid prices on there. And it's the allocated stuff, it just really drives me up the wall because I get it. They have to buy 2, 3, 4, 5 cases of Fireball so they can get 1 bottle of Weller's Full Proof or something like that. Well, the guys are going to crank up the price. So it's. Oh, Bradley, I'm looking at the comments. Based on my recommendation, he'll buy it or not. Okay, all right. So if I'd say it's horrible, you're gonna walk away, or you just, let me do the test run on it. I'm going to run down the spreadsheet on here. So this is a Fiddler Toasted Wheated Bourbon Whiskey, AWS Distillery, it's Atlanta, Georgia. It's aged 5 years, 9 months. Let me see, because they put some stuff on the side here. Yeah, I can't read it. It's the way the writing is. Age 5 years, 9 months. It's a Char 1 Toast Heavy. $75, that's what I paid for. Mash bills 51 corn, 45 wheat, and 4 mountain barley. And the proof is 120.6. So this one's going to be a little bit of a warm one, and this might be the only one I get to it tonight. Let's see what we got here. Oh, a lot of vanilla, raspberry on that. What's that dessert that they burn the top? Cream brulee, is that what it is? Cream? Based on your recommendation, okay. Not, oh yeah. If, I don't know, let me see if I get this thing in there. It is dark, but I gotta, here, let me put it right in front of me. Yeah, this thing is very dark. Let me see, okay, High West, put a little comparison. That's what it's looking like. So I don't know if it's much darker. It's because it's toasted. So but it's the nose. I'm not much of a nose person. Plus I got the left side all clogged up anyway, so that's not working very well right now from feeling cranky. Yeah, it was a cream brulee, right? All right, I'm gonna go for a taste here, and it's going to open up a little more. It's going to be a little softer once this bottle, since it's been open, a couple weeks down the road. You do taste the toast on it. That first one, I did a little warm up with the Bullet Bourbon. Yeah, like I said, it's a warm up compared to 120 proof here. Got a lot of toast on that, but it's not a bad thing. But like with a little graham cracker in there, right off that first one. But I'm gonna go again. I gotta go again. Got a slight hint of cherry and graham cracker in there, but the graham cracker is very faint as well. But I get the toast. I'm getting leather on there, but it's kind of rolling into a like a marshmallow flavor, and then it slowly creeps up with a little bit of the brown sugar and the vanilla in there. But it's just kind of hanging there. It's a little, I think it's because it's a fresh crack. Usually you gotta let it air out a little bit. Like I said, it's gonna soften up. You're gonna get more of the vanilla in there. I'm getting hints of that. So that's why I'm trying to double on these things, kind of add to the finish so it can bring out some other flavors. So I might just burn through this thing like it's no one's business. Yeah, still a bunch of vanilla and raspberry on there. Oh, and the booze that's inside comes from Indiana, so then it goes over to ASW distillery, and they bottle it, or they finish barreling it, bottling it, doing their business. So they're making it their way. So it's their way. All right, that one was a lot more. I'm getting more vanilla on there, a little bit of maple on there, and the brown sugar, because I'm stacking these drinks on each other, and a lot of times you'll get different flavors out of those. I call it stacking. I don't know what the professionals call it, but it's you get the front of the palate, you get the feel, but with a freshly cracked bottle, it's going to be a little sharper, I would say. But when it goes, you go from the front of the palate to the back, and once it gets to the back, it's kind of settling in. That's where you're going to get your vanillas, the tobaccos, and the oaks. And then you put another drink right on top of it before it fades, and you're going to get some different flavors out of it. So it's, let me see what you got going on, Machargo. We got 3 others watching. Oh, okay, you got 3 people. You guys are partying, right on. Good job, Bradley. Might be a little hot at first, which Fiddler can be. All right, yeah, it could be the Fiddler too, but I can't go back and grab the other Fiddler because I finished it because it was that good. But I think with the toasted, you're going to get more of the marshmallows, a little bit richer, the leathers and oaks in there. It's going to taste deeper, and just it's that dessert that you order after a great meal, and you're like, it's so rich that you can't finish it because your teeth will start ringing if you eat the whole thing. So I'm going to go again. This thing is actually pretty good because I'd rather have something that's going to keep me guessing, keep me looking and searching and just wanting to find something in there. You can get the bullet. The bullet, it's basically a big oak, vanilla, and tobacco bomb. And that's just to get my system up and running and working. And probably, whereas I'd take NyQuil if I'm feeling shitty like I am, I'd just drink a glass of whiskey, and that should, do it. I think back way when, that's what the pioneers did with their kids is, hey, you feel like shit? Here, take this shot of whiskey and you'll be fine, like an old tub or what have you. So yeah, this thing is dark, this thing's beautiful, this thing's coating, this thing is it's a definite buy. $75. If you go through Sealbox, if they have it, you're paying $75 plus you're going to pay shipping, which is probably another 15, so, and then tax on top of that. So you're going to walk out probably spending $100 on this thing. If you can find it in the store, if it's for $75, I'd say $80. It's a guaranteed buy. You'd have to buy it. You shouldn't pass it up. And I know AWS Distillery makes a lot of good bottles. I've gotten, like I said, the regular weeded one that Bradley pointed me to, and I loved it, and I finished it, and it's sad to say, I drink. I go through quite a few bottles, and I shouldn't brag about it, but it happens. I actually drink the stuff. I'm sure a lot of these channels they have a whole plethora of bottles behind them and this and that. Do they really drink it? I guess they do, because I'll tell you right now, when I edit, when I record something, I'm out here. This is a completely different setup. When I come out here to record, I have a camera. I don't have the computer. I have a light. I have my stuff. I record the stuff. And if you notice, after every time I take a drink, it cuts, because I'm sitting there for maybe a minute, up to even a minute, just tasting stuff, and a lot of times it's kind of gross, but I kind of swirl the stuff in my mouth just to get the flavors just to really come out. I don't want you guys hear me like gargle my booze, so I just cut it. So if you guys ever watch my stuff, look at it a little bit closer, and you'll see that that's what I do. Because I want to get the flavors in. I can get it for $75. Bradley, do it. Buy it. It's worth it. Yeah, go for it. $75. I think you'll love it. If you love the first one, you'll love this one too, because it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to get more of that marshmallow, darker, richer flavors in there. And I think from what I can remember, the regular Fiddler Weeder was probably like 115, 117 proof. This is a couple more proof points up. It's well worth it. Well worth it. All right. What's the dog's name? Asking for my friend. Oh shit, my dog came around here. I didn't even see. I have 4 dogs. Unfortunately, I have 4 dogs. I have a little Chihuahua. You'll see her kind of boogieing around here. It looks like a rat. Her name is Bella. You'll see a rat terrier. She's black and white, mostly white. Spike. You'll have more of a stocky black dog. He's a Queensland Heeler. That's Murphy. He's the one that had some issues that, I think is kind of leveling off. I think he's doing okay. And then I have Chunk. He's probably a 3-year-old mixed Heeler dog. I love him. He's a sweetheart, but he's a big pussy. He is. He's my wife babied him too much as a baby, and just he's a pussy. Nothing like Murphy. Murphy's a true to a Heeler dog that you'd think. He bites your heels. He leans into you. He does what he's supposed to do. It's just him. So yeah, that's the 4 dogs I got, and I got a cat named Frank. He's in there. He don't really venture out much. Every once in a while, I think I got the back door open. So if you see a dog cruising around here, just I'll keep my eye out for it. So I'm gonna keep going. I probably got 3 or more sips on this thing, and I don't know. Was it a black dog? Just give me a description, just color, because Chunk is more like a grayish. He almost looks blue at a distance. He's got like gray, black, white hair. Bradley, love the names. Yeah, they're just normal. Yeah, I got a little dog named Spike, and she's a she. Yeah, I think the story behind that was, I think my wife brought her home. I don't want a small dog because all the dogs I had before that were big. I had boxers. But if I get to name it, if you want to keep it, and I named her Spike. Little dog, female, Spike. So when I take her to the vet, so what's her name? Well, looking for her since the name Spike. Like look at me strange. I'm like, yeah, I named her. I don't care. Want a mean looking dog being little. But the other one, the Chihuahua, that was one of my wife's rescues from the pound. She was 14 at the time, and we figured that rescue her. She's only going to be around for another year. This 7-pound evil little dog is still going 2.5 years later. I'm like, she ain't going to die. She won't die. I'm going to have a Chihuahua, and she's gonna finally go at 25 years of age. She's gonna be around forever. I don't know. Yeah, taking a sip. I inhaled right beforehand. Still the sweetness of like the raspberry vanilla, the creme brulee. It's sweet. You're gonna smell the sweet. I am getting a little bit of proof on this only because I think it's because it's a fresh crack, but it's very faint. I've tasted stuff that's been open for a long time, and you got the proof, and you're like, it's got to mellow out. But I'm getting a lot of marshmallow on this thing, and a lot of vanilla, a lot of brown sugar. So that's probably what you're going to get, and I think later on, couple weeks down the road, once this thing is opened up for a little bit and taking little sips, I think you're going to get a lot of marshmallow. You're going to get a lot of brown sugar in the vanillas, and it's sticking around. This thing coating, it's sticking around for a long time. So I'm just layering up on these things. Whew. I am talking like a madman. So you guys, Chunk is the best. All right, yeah, no, he's got a cool, does he have looks like he has a painted white tail? If that's him, that's Chunk. Yeah, he came creeping out here. He's a wussy. He is, but he's a sweet dog. He is, but, I'd rather have a dog that's a little more protective and more of a dog protecting type dog than, if I yelled at him, he'd take off running. Yeah, I'm just saying. But he's good. He's a good dog. He's going to be around for a while. I think he's 3, maybe 3. Yeah, I think he's 3 years old. So he's going to be around for a little while. And if you're asking why Chunk, because he's probably the skinniest one out of all of them. When he was a puppy, he was fat. He was just a big fat dog, and that's why they named him Chunk. So we got him through a rescue of a healer rescue that a friend, rescue a couple, a female and the male partner dogs that the male didn't want to lead the female, so they had to bring them both in, but she was pregnant. They end up having like 8 puppies. She had 8 puppies, 6 to 8 puppies. And word went out and we inquired and we ended up getting Chunk. Chunk's a good dog. He's a good dog. Ultimately, he's a very good dog. He just, dogs have their own personalities and he's more of a lover than a fighter. So, and Murphy just an asshole, but a good dog. So Murphy punks him. But there'll be a day when the alpha dog's got to relinquish his status and just go off in the sunset. So Murphy's just doing his thing. So good. I got a lot of chat going on. I got 3 current viewers, 9 views, and hopefully, I try to put this out. This is a last minute thing. I've been going for 26 minutes. Bradley, you've been getting at least a 15, 20 minute review on this thing. I love this. This thing here, Bradley, buy it 100%. It's worth it. I think you'll like it. You've never failed me. Anything that you've recommended, I think there was one that I didn't really get a chance to get. I can't remember, but sometimes you don't have the money, and sometimes you got to strategically go out and buy bottles because I got to sneak them in. And when I sneak them in, it's not like I can go through a side gate to the backyard to put it in a bunker somewhere that's detached from the main house. I got to get into the house, and if I hear the TV on or if I hear commotion, I got a chance. I can just put them down somewhere and just kind of pretend like whatever. And you know what? The old lady's been around for a while. I've been married since '97. So shit. What's the time of that? They had 20. Oh, I just go to the oldest kid. What do I got? How old is he? 25? He'll be 26. I think he'll be 26. So we've been together 27 years. So going on 28, I think. So better, so she knows my game and I know her game, And then after a while, you just get to the point where you're like, yeah, I've learned that asking forgiveness is a whole lot easier than asking for permission. Because when you ask permission, they tell you no, but yet they keep turning their screws on you. You're like you're begging and begging and begging, and they keep messing with you, and they know what they're doing. If you just ask for, forgiveness because you already did it, all right, you're going to get shit for a couple days, and they're going to forget. That's just how it works. Yeah, I know. You want to bring this stuff in. There was time, because it goes in spurts when I buy bottles. It's, because I got probably, and when I do these things here, you guys tell me, Bradley, you're the guy that's probably in there the most, giving me tips and suggestions and buys. Like the last live stream I did K-Luke batch 7. I did I did E.H. Taylor single barrel, and I did something else. I can leave it as is on the live stream, and if you guys want to go through it, or you can or tell me if I should do individual reviews so you guys can watch it. And watching an hour and a half live stream is kind of a pain in the ass. But watching a, 8-minute, 9-minute review, is that easier? So if you want me to redo those in a review, I can do it. I was thinking about doing it. I kind of have my fact sheet here, all the information, still in there. I'm thinking about doing it, but for me to do reviews, I knock out 4, 5, 6, 7 bottles, or if I, probably what should be done is only 4 to 5 bottles. You know, a lot of times I have recorded things that no one has ever seen because I had to redo it because I was so smashed by the time I was talking. And then when I edit, take it out of the camera, put it in the computer, watch it, I'm a fucking hot mess. It's a disaster. It's a mess. So let me know. I can do reviews on those as well, a little more in-depth reviews. And also, should I do, who cares, Bradley? Only now she's watching, so she's catching on. Sorry, Bradley. Hey, you got to sneak them in, but you know, they know what's going on. They're you know, because you know what it is, Bradley? I'm going to tell you right now. You sneak the stuff in, and they know you snuck it in, but yet they let you get away with it. But then they're buying shit on the other side too. So they're just as guilty as we are. So I'm telling you, that's at least in my household. I buy, I'll go through a stint of buying, 5 bottles in a week, or I've done some fucking stupid shit where I've done like 10 bottles, and they're all, I bought them for MSRP. I'm not going to go crazy and buy fucking stupid allocated stuff unless that allocated stuff is close to MSRP, where I've come back with 10 bottles within a week or 2 weeks, and then I won't buy anything for 2 months. But at the same time, you figure with those 10 bottles, the left. But at the same time, I'm dropping, say, maybe $500-600 in over 10 bottles that I bought in a week period that yet I don't buy for another 2, 3, 4 months because I'm trying different stuff. She's over there putting new stairs in for $35,000 in the house. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I all I bought was $600 in fucking booze, and you're doing this. So she's winning. Ultimately, she's winning 100%. And Bradley, the missus, she knows she's winning. I'm telling you right now, guarantee, she knows she's winning, but she ain't gonna say it because she's got to still keep the screws on you for a little bit. Okay, I'm going to finish this thing up. This thing is a great bottle. For anyone that's looking for Fiddler, hey, those guys down there are doing a great job down in Georgia. Where are they at? Atlanta, Georgia. Great. If you ever get a chance to cruise down there, I'm on the West Coast. I'm in California. If you ever do any road trips or anything like that, kind of map it out, see where these distilleries are at. I guarantee they probably got some good stuff that's, in their place there. There you go. Not even fair. Yeah, no, it's not fair. It's not fair, but you're willing to go, all right, if I can get these 10 bottles and she's not, making me feel like shit because she's spending stuff, you're like, fuck it, I'll take the loss. I'll do it. I'll lose the money just so I don't get a hard time drinking booze. So, yeah, everything's got its, what do they call them? Ebb and flows, ebb and flows, ebb and flows, right? Everything's, kind of up and down, yin and yang, all that stuff. So, all right. Still, this thing is very consistent on the nose. Creme brulee, vanilla, and raspberry. I just took a inhale on that. On that is a light graham cracker. I'm getting that toasted marshmallow in there, kind of like a cake, like a light cake almost, because I'm stacking these things. And I get the brown sugar, the vanillas, the normal stuff that comes along with it, and maybe like a little maple. So yeah, hey, I know, Bradley, you pointed me in this direction, and this big conversation is basically for you. Went to Burl Street Liquor in Savannah, Georgia, beginning of January. Totally great place to go. All right, yeah, if I ever get out that way, Georgia, I gotta say, I have not been in Georgia. I've traveled the 10 freeway, so that kind of tells you all the way out to the East Coast. So what is that? Basically, Arizona, New Mexico, a slight bit of New Mexico, Texas, Alabama, Louisiana, and Florida. I just missed Georgia. So, yeah. Anyone in the chat? And obviously, if you guys are looking at the chat, my baby girl, the middle kid, is on here listening, and she's the one that said, "Sorry, Dad, Mom's calling." So maybe the missus inside wants to see the little grandkid. Crazy man. He'll have a third birthday here next week, so we're going to be seeing him then. Love that little boy. He's a madman, and that's how boys should be. And she's actually pregnant with my second grandkid, and it's going to be a baby girl. So I hope she raises hell just like my daughter did to me. So in about 5 miles from the 10 freeway to, oh, you're in SoCal. All right. Tater Dom. SoCal, 5 miles from it. Where you at? Give me a city. Tell me where you at. All right, so this review for the Fiddler Toasted Weeded, it is a definite buy, 75 bucks. MSRP, I'd be willing to even pay 85 bucks and then plus tax and all that shit. So it's a definite buy. It's great proof, great taste, great flavors, and like I said, this is a fresh crack. It's going to open up. It's going to be a little more softer. So I'm going to put this baby over here, and I am going to see what we got here. I got my Tater on 5 miles south of 10. Okay, Madeline Ochoa. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Rancho Cucamonga. Okay, you're out in San Bernardino County. Yeah, that's a beautiful area out there. A lot of San Bernardino's beautiful. But Rancho Cucamonga has a little more green than normal San Bernardino. I think San Bernardino kind of is that border of desert where you're going to get a lot of, the brown colors and all that stuff. But Rancho Cucamonga is beautiful out there because you got some green mixed in with there. It's kind of like, Santa Clarita, the Pasadena area. It all kind of blends. As you start kind of go from the West Coast, you got like Ventura, Santa Clarita, LA, Pasadena, and as you start moving east towards Arizona, it starts to get more brown. But Rancho Cucamonga, it's beautiful out there. So please, I don't know what you did. Bradley, you type, please. Let me see what you put back. Plenty of store picks. All right, cool. All right, yeah. So yeah, Tater Dom, hey, pass the word. Obviously you could tell with the shirt, I don't like my president. So that's, I'm not going to lie to you. And I've had some people that have been really butthurt about me wearing a shirt like this. They'd leave comments. So, and I know there's people got shit going on. They got going out to dinner on Fridays, spending time with the family. I just love that I got a bunch of live stream of people chatting along with it. But there's actually people that actually motherfuck me about my political, thoughts. And, and I will always say that California's got more red than blue, but it's the blue that's got the population, so it's, I don't know. I'll tell you in a year and a half what I did for a living. I'm going to go ahead and pour this bourbon barrel. It is batch 31. And I'm going to tell you a little story, and if I forget, it's California. I was born and raised here. And I'm 53, so if you want to do the math and really look into it, I grew up in, technically it was later, it's basically a bunch of white trash people. And, you know, it's just how it was, you know. But at the time, being a kid, you don't know that, you know. You just kind of treated people, you know, based on their kindness or who they were inside, you know, and that was it. You know, bad people were bad people and good people were good people. You hung out with the good people. So it is, growing up, I remember as a kid playing in the summertime, smog was horrible. Fucking terrible. It burned your lungs. You couldn't breathe. It was just terrible. And they did some, you know, change of emissions and, you know, whatever, and it got better. And as time went on, you know, going through elementary school and stuff and Reagan getting in an office, I was bused to, you know, I don't know if you guys, anything about LA City, I got bused from that area up there, Sunland to Hung area, to Lakeview Terrace when, you know, and they did not take kind to me because I stood out. You know, it was a black community, Hispanic community. So, you know, got in fights, did whatever, and then Reagan came in and stopped the whole busing, ended up going back and just continued with what I did. All right. Let's see what we got here. LOL. Born in Pasadena, Bradley Baker, born in Pasadena, but moved away when I was in second grade to Arizona. Right on. And now on the East Coast, unfortunately. Well, East Coast, where are you at in the East Coast? Because I'm thinking you're like in Florida area. I'm guessing, Bradley, that you're in the Florida area. But I'm going to this thing. God damn, I poured a lot. Okay, this bottle here. If you can see that, this is barrel bourbon, batch 31, blend of straight bourbons. And this is out of Barrel Craft Spirits LLC. All right, but what's great, this is a great business model for Barrel, you know, great. Because what they do is they're blending all this stuff and they're pumping great stuff out. And what happens is you go into any Total Wine or anything like that, you'll see batch 31, batch 27, which I got. You'll see batch whatever, Vantage. They got a shitload of different barrels. Or bottles. And with each of those bottles, you know, they're going for $75, $85. And some of the high-end crazy stuff, they're going for even more. So and once they're all drinking up, once they're gone, you can't go back and get it. And that's where I guarantee you there's a lot of people that, you know, thought this is going to be a great thing. They bought 3 or 4 or 5. You're going to see them on the secondary market for some crazy amount. Or if you get some high-end, mainstream, you know, reviewers going, hey, I tasted 31. It's fantastic. Everyone's going to rush out and get those things. So it can go off the hook. He's in Maine and Florida. Yeah. So you're, you know, down in Florida in the cold, up in Maine in, you know, the winter, the summertime. But you're down in Gun-Shy State. Yeah, okay. Florida. I love barrel bourbon, Seagrass. Oh, you know what? Seagrass, I did a review on barrel Seagrass a long time ago. It's probably my favorite rye. And I'm sure the releases that they're coming out, I haven't had them. I'm sure they're just as good, but you know, you never know because things always change. You know, it's the whole climate change thing. You know, it's no longer global warming to these people. It's climate change because climate, they're not lying. It's constantly changing. So it's going to change the effect of the barrels and, you know, all that stuff. So it's a constant change. So yeah, Gun-Shy State. Yeah, exactly. You got to keep your guns, you know, guns, you know, keep us from being taken over. All right, let me do the nose. All right, so proof 111.2, age 6 years. It's a blend of 6, 7, 10, 15, and 16 years. Mash bill undisclosed. MSRP 90. I think I got the, I wrote down I got this thing for 80. So a lot of fruit, raisin, and some brown sugar on there. This is good. And obviously you could tell I've been sipping on this stuff. You know, I got to do my training. I got to test stuff so I can give you a proper review. So I do a lot of I think Eric Shiver, he's up in Idaho. Yeah, he's a gun guy too. Yeah, Idaho, guns up there. That's red. Florida's red. You know, I love those things. I'm in California. It's fucked, but you know, I can get away with it. I'm okay with it. So, but I got so many stories, and I got more stories once I start drinking. So I'm going to take a first sip here. That one is very sweet. It's very sweet. It's like candy, a little oak, but I'm getting a little spice on there. It's a little pepper. You know, so my daughter, with my grandson and a granddaughter on the way, she's finishing up nursing school. She'll be an RN, and she's moving up to Idaho. Well, and her husband's just getting out of the Army. You know, they're both, you know, she's out of the Army as a medic, and he's just getting out, so they're going to be moving up to Idaho. Great, you know, and help get them started in their home. You know, so I'm a proud owner of a third home, co-signer, but, which is fine. I'm cool with it. But now, you know, out in California, you know, rumor has it that this insurance stuff and Tater Dom, oh cool, whereabouts in Cali? Okay, Tater, I am in Santa Clarita. Only problem with Idaho is that it's a state-run program for liquor. Hard to find bottles. Yeah, state-run stuff, it is tough. It's very tough. So if you want something specifically, you know, go to these online things, Sealbox. I don't know what the other ones are. Out here we have K&L Wines. They do a lot of whiskeys. You can look that stuff up to, you know, get some bottles that you really are, you know, looking out to get. Yeah, I think Utah's a state-run thing too. I think I was up there visiting a friend, and it was a state-run thing. So they had some. It was weird because they had some stuff that's very easy to get out here. Up there is very hard, and I guess they charged a fortune for it, and vice versa. And they had stuff that, you know, like, well, I don't think anyone knows about this, but it's good. I think it was Elijah Craig, barrel proof. I'm like, dude, I'm picking one up. You know, for dirt cheap. You know, it was MSRP. So, Jesus, you guys got to keep me up to date. Yeah, Eric, do the online stuff. Sometimes they had specials on the free shipping, but Sealbox, they're good people. I've emailed them. I go, hey, dude, I'm going to be out of town this day. This is when it's supposed to be delivered. Can you bump up the, you know, can you ship it out a little quicker? And they were cool. You know, they were cool people there. And they helped me out, and they got it here so I can get it in the house. Because when they deliver alcohol, you got to be an adult. You know, I was going to be out of town. So they're good people. If you can find some good stuff on there, get it. They're pretty reasonable. But, you know, I get alerts, and I've seen stuff, and I'm like, dude, I can't afford stuff like that. So, Shiver, thanks. Okay. Whereabouts in Cali? All right. Yeah. So I love the beach. I grew up as a kid. I'm a California kid. I grew up, I surfed, did all kinds of stuff in the water. I love the water. And if I got to move because insurances don't want to insure us, you know, I think in this house I pay, you know, probably $2,000 a month for insurance. I'm sorry, $2,000 a year for homeowner insurance, but yet rumor has it they're going to crank it up to $15,000, I'm bailing. I got to get the fuck out of here. I can't afford that. So it's, Tanner, no. I checked Sealbox. Yeah, Tanner Bomb. Yeah, no. If you can get stuff, sometimes you get deals on free shipping. So it's shipping is $15-20 or whatever. It's liquid's going to be, a gallon of liquid is probably about 6.8 pounds, 7 pounds. So you're paying for weight, but they're good. It's worth it. So I'm going to take another sip here because I've been yapping my gums, and I've been going for almost an hour. Holy shit. I didn't see any bit unless Bradley Baker second grade. Yeah. Let me know. Do you want me to review the stuff that I did on the last live stream, the K-Luke and the E.H. Taylor single barrel? I can do reviews on them because it's not going out of my way. I'd be more than happy to do it. And if everyone says, yeah, no, screw it, we got the info. Oh, excuse me. We got the info. We'll just watch the first live stream, or I can do the real quick down and dirty review, and that just means I get to drink and talk and flap my gums. That's what I do. And for everyone that's in my my chat right now, if you can spread the word to 7 people, 10 people, whatever, because obviously YouTube, people do complain behind the scenes. They don't want to tell you to your face. Complain, oh, he's wearing a Let's Go Brandon shirt. That hurts my feelings. Now YouTube looks into it. Oh, yeah, no, sounds kind of conservative. He likes guns. He believes in the First Amendment, America First, all this stuff. And he likes drinking. We got to put we can shadow ban him and not put me on the main feed and stuff like that. Share it with all those people. Have them hit the bell, get notified and stuff like that. That way, I'd rather work it that way to increase my audience the hard way and respect it than to do some bullshit clickbait. I can run around in my backyard in my underwear and I'll probably get more views, clickbait, whatever, because everyone's going to share it. Yeah, this fucking nutbag jumped in his pool in his underwear drinking with a mic on, holding the bottle. So, what finished bottles are out there that you recommend? Me personally, with the finished bottles, I got it's a rye. Jesus. I'm not much on finished bottles, but if you think about it, toasted, that's technically a finished bottle because it's in a different barrel, but finished, I don't know why Seagram is Sagamore. Sagamore Double Oak is a heavy, it's almost like a chocolate marshmallow double oak. And I also like the Woodford Reserve Double Oak. That's very good. Finished. I have a Thomas S. More. I did a review on it, and it was in, I can't remember what barrel it was. I didn't care for it. I really didn't. I think I gave it a bad review. I actually gave it a bad review because it just, all right, thank you, Lisa, whatever, you subscribe. It just popped up on the screen. I didn't care for it because it's just, stuff in port barrels. All right, I like port. Every once in a while I'll have a port wine, but I'm not a wine guy. I like beer. I like beer. Beer, whiskey, they kind of go hand in hand. Which batch K-Luke do you have at the moment? I got batch 7. Batch 7. People are raving about 5. Batch 7. What's funny is, the way my routine is, I'll sit down and I'll start editing stuff, and then I'll start drinking whiskeys and kind of taking notes and stuff like that. With And I'll like pick like a 1792 once I'm done, very small pours, and I'll go over to like a Weller just to, get the flavors. Then I'll, I keep coming back to the K. Luke batch 7, and it's got it. If I have to describe it something close, it's probably going to be like a Blue Run high rye whiskey with a little more flavors. It's everything's got something a little bit different. And I think that the K. Luke company, it's a family-owned thing. K. Luke is the K is like the son's name, and Luke, or the K is the daughter's initial, and Luke is the son's name, and they just combine it. It's the name of the bottle. And I think that guy who does it, he's a sommelier in whiskeys. They're doing good. I think they're making some good stuff. What batch do you like? Okay, what finished bottles are out there that you recommend? Me finished stuff, I'd rather do a blend, because they're searching for specific flavors. When you do like the finished stuff, you're hoping something turns out okay, because you're going to taste it and go, okay, this is fine. It's hit and miss. Is Angel Envy rye? Is that a certain finish? It might be. But Angel Envy rye is great. Bradley Baker, would you love to see a review of K. Luke? Oh, all right, yeah, I'll do a K. Luke one. Yeah, running through an hour and 20 minutes of a live stream that's recorded. I'll do a K. Luke. All right, I'll do it, and what the hell? You're going to make me do the K. Luke and the single barrel just because. So I'm going to keep going back because I keep talking and not drinking. Took it. Inhale, raisin brown sugar on the nose. Candy, a little bit of slight pepper oak. And this thing's just super sweet. This one is super, super sweet. And and I have a tendency to forget stuff. If I don't write it down, I will forget it. That's my whole life in general. I wanted to talk about something, but I totally forgot. Oh, here we go. I did Bradley, just got you 3 new subscribers. Right on. Cool. And if you're out right now, it's probably cold in Maine, and they're probably all Republicans because they're all down in Florida, right? I hope so. And that's why you guys are sitting there going, poor Bradley, if they were a little bit on the left wing side, they'd be going, hey, Bradley, tell him, hey, I don't like his shirt. You're in Florida right now, so good for you. Yeah, this thing is... I try and do a little research on these barrel stuff, but like I said, they make stuff and they do it based on taste, and they get it out there and they sell it. They're doing a great job with doing a little research on this stuff. It's hard. It's very hard to get specific stuff. At least Barrel tells you how old the stuff is blended that's in there. So. And Bradley, I hope the missus likes the shirt too. Well, she goes and buys some stuff from Lululemon and not tell you about it. So this thing, it's good. It's sweeter. I got the 27 because when I walked into Total Wine, I think I was in Texas, and I'm looking at, there's like 10 of these things, and I'm like, I don't know which one to pick. I can't. So I'm doing, checking, reviews or online stuff, and they're all like, hey, they're all great. I love it. Great. And I'm like, you guys aren't helping me out. Be a little more specific. But Barrel has done some great stuff. Seagrass, I love it, and I will, to this day, will say that the Seagrass was my favorite rye. And I still got a bottle from like a year and a half, 2 years ago when it first came out. It's still in there. I haven't opened it yet. I just, it's one of those things that you're like, I don't know if I want to open it yet, because as they're barreling more of the seagrass, is it gonna be the same? I'm afraid. I'm afraid to go buy another bottle and compare. Now I got 2 bottles open, and now I'm screwed. Now I got to just drink them. Now I got to go look for the next one. So this whole it's an evolution of bottles always changing. Tastes are always going to change, and you know, and I get it. This economy, you're working and you're not getting as much for your money, but it's, you know, you got your staples that are always going to taste the same. They're always going to be the same. You know, the Wild Turkeys, the Knob Creeks, the Heaven Hill products. You know, except for their Elijah Craig stuff that's constantly changing. You know, they're going off flavor. What else? You just got, you got the staples that are always going to taste the same. But when you make more money by presenting different stuff because people go out and buy it, that's just, it's, I don't want to say it's a racket, but it's, they're trying to make money in Kentucky, and all these distilleries are trying to make money, like Fiddler, I guarantee there's some dudes there that are, guys and gals. I'm saying, when I say dudes, I say just everybody in general. Hey, we like bourbon. It's like old Hillside. These guys, went through the pandemic of, COVID, and I'm guessing they probably got laid off, some of them. And the dude's like, fuck it, I got a severance saying I want to invest in a bourbon, whiskey thing. And they made some good stuff. The old Hillside, I thought it tasted great. So it's, you make good out of a bad situation, but things constantly change, and if your whole goal is to make good product, you will deliver, time and time again. Because I know they're tasting it and they're like, dude, this tastes like shit. We got to fix it, K-Luke, same thing. They're blending stuff that makes good tasting bourbon whiskeys, and Barrel does the same thing. And I don't know, it's great. This thing is, I'm just talking and talking and talking. Oh, I got a review coming up down the road. I did a Green River Wheated. I thought it was good. Someone hit me up and headed to dinner with the family. All right, Ed, enjoy dinner. Have a good weekend. Enjoy. Lisa CC, me too. I love it. That's a new subscriber. I did a Green River. Great price, great flavor. It's like $35. I did it. Watch it, run it. If you're going to take a shower, just put it on, let it run. If you don't want to watch it, it's a good tasting for the price. $35. Once it gets saturated into the system, the price will go down. But one of the guys hit me up. He goes, hey, look, I had, the weed was terrible. I go, I get it. I'm not getting the funk that you're getting. I can't think of the guy's name. I'm not getting the funk that you're getting. So I did a Widow Jane way back when, and it was terrible. I was going to try and do a review. I did a review, recorded. I go, no, it's terrible. I tried it again, just as terrible. Kept tasting it, terrible. It was fucking horrible. I thought, hey, Widow Jane, it's normally going $75, but I got it at Sam's Club for 50, whatever. Get it? It was fucking terrible. Went to my buddy's house, tried his Widow Jane. I go, dude, your Widow Jane tastes way better than what I had. So with the guy that kind of hit me up about the Green River, I go, you may have a bad bottle. It can happen. I ended up pouring that thing out. It was that bad. It was horrible. And I did a review way back when, and I go, it's terrible. But I've tasted some of theirs because they have the regular Widow Jane, the 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever. They had a couple in there. They were great. But I think I just got a bad bottle, and I'm talking to the dude that hit me up about the Green River, and you may just have a bad bottle. Going to get 35 as I see the locally, and have seen reviews that it's great. Yeah, you know what? I think you threw that out, and I couldn't find the 35. I ended up getting a 31 and a 27 I got the 27 inside. I'm doing the 31 right now, and I'll do an actual review of it. So, reminder, Rosemarie Baker. Bradley, the missus is on. Brad's wife here. Not only do I like your shirt, we fly a Let's Go Brandon flag. Right on. By the way, I know about every bottle he sneaks in. Good for you, lady. But I know you're buying stuff to. It's a constant battle with me and my wife. Good for you, Miss Baker. It's good to see that you know about everything, but you let him feel that he gets away with it. That's what a good marriage is about. You let him feel that he's doing okay. You know, he's sneaking around. So, all right, Bradley, the cat's out of the bag, buddy. You know, cat's out of the bag. You know, Mrs. Baker knows what you're doing, and just keep doing it. You know, she's going to give you shit. She's going to give you a hard time, but just, you know, because she's buying something on the other side. So, don't pay attention to her. Yeah, I know. You're going to be okay, Bradley. You're going to get away with your stuff, and she's going to get away with hers. So that's you know, that's part of getting a little older, that you're like, you know, you pick your battles. Like my mom said, you know, you pick your battles. You know, my mom's long gone. My dad's long gone. You know, you pick your battles. You know, because my mom did her thing, you know. That's just how it works. That's life. For all you young folks out there, I just realized you're rocking a Panerai. Yes, ma'am, I am. Panerai for the win. Are you left-handed? I am left-handed. Yes, I am left-handed. This is on my right hand. Hopefully it works out right. This is a Panerai Lumira GMT automatic. You know, here, let me put it up to the camera. My mom passed away not too long ago, and this is my little gift to myself that she did for me. Let me see if you get that. So I remember every single time that I had the watch on. You know, I love my mom. She put up with 3 of us, and we were all fucking assholes, and she kept us in line. You know, younger folks don't realize, you know, I'm sure Bradley, you know, has been hit with anything and everything that mom and dad can get a hold of. I'm in there. But, you know, she made us good people. So I love her to death. You know, and if my daughters are still on there, and they can attest that my mom was a good lady. So, and my old man, same thing. Good dude, you know. That's just how it is. You know, you get older and body wears out. So enjoy life. You know, you got to enjoy life. You know, especially the younger folks. Yeah. Now it's, I got a workhorse watch that I wear during the day when I beat the shit out of stuff. It's a Hamilton. That thing's great. Works good. But, you know, after I shower and I switch over into the Panerai, and it's a great watch. It is dead on with time. 100% dead on. And if I leave it in the box for at least 2 days, it's good. 3 days, it starts to, you know, loses time. So, love Grandma and Grandpa, yeah. So my baby girl, Madeline, is show on the chat. You know, she knows. You know, Grandma's a good lady. So I miss her. I miss my dad. But, you know, it's just we get older, and that's part of life, and it sucks. But that's why I tell you, enjoy life. I know my daughter, Madeline. I know my daughter, Jackie. They see it. I tell them. And they do stuff, and I'm like, come on, lady, just calm down. Just, you know, slow down with all the bullshit. But it's part of living life, you know. So you lose sleep here, but you get to enjoy aspect of living. So I you know, I think I did okay with my kids. All right, sweet. I believe that's a Pam. I think it is a 088. Yeah, it's got the 24-hour hand on it. Looks awesome On the black rubber. Yeah, I got the black rubber. I got the black leather straps. I like the rubber because I beat the shit out. I wear it. I actually wear my watches. So, you know, oh, all right. You see Chunk coming up here. All right, this is Chunk. Let me see if I can pick him up. Come here, buddy. Come here. Ooh. This is my boy Chunk. Yeah. You guys were asking about him? Yeah, he's a good dog. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine, buddy. Okay. All right, I'm back with you. Yeah, that's Chunk. Yeah, he just came strolling out. He just does his thing. I don't know where no one else is out here. I love my mom and dad and miss him too. Yeah, no, it's just part of life. You know, think about him. So every time I put this thing on, I think of my mom. So, yeah. Oh, so I kind of gave you the lowdown of this. I didn't really give you a finish on this one. I'm going to finish this one up. But I'm getting a lot of, it's consistent. A lot of like, fruit in there, little oak, very sweet. This thing is like super sweet. But on the finish, it's like a lot of honey. And it just stays with the fruit aspect of it. And it just kind of hangs out. It's just hanging. But I did a review and I just finished editing and I just kept talking and talking and talking. And I was pissing myself off through the whole edit that it had so many different flavors. And a lot of people, like the typical bourbon whiskey aspect of it. Of their drinks of bottles, but this one kind of stood out, and it's Frank August. Anybody talking about Frank August? I did 2 reviews already on it. I did the small batch, which was meh, I'm like, it was okay. The single barrel, I loved it, but doing some research, off the books. And an NDA was put out. I guess the booze that comes from Buffalo Trace. Don't know for sure. Whatever, rumors, whatever. But then they did a case study 1, case study 2. We were me and my buddy Jeff. Tom Dare Sweet, I believe. Okay, Bradley Baker. The case study 1. Was they put it in Mitsunara Japanese barrel. And with the barrels, I did a review. I actually have it set next week, I think, going out. It's going to give different flavors, and it did. And it is different, but I think different if you want to expand your flavor profile. It's a great bottle. But it comes at a fucking price of $200 a bottle. So me and my buddy Jeff, we're here. I can't remember. We did it on Sealbox. We're drinking, having a great time, doing whatever. And we ordered, I think he did an order of like 6, 7, 8 bottles. Half mine, half his. And I think I dropped like $400 or $500 in just one drunken stint of Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, and I don't regret it. I think in the review, it was great. It was great. I think it's actually worth a $200 price tag, but it was it's steep. I get it. It's 100% steep, but with that bottle, it's a great decanter. Infinity barrel, it's just they marketed that great bottle. I actually got 2 sitting up in the shelf, and I'm like, dude, I don't get rid of it. It's great, but the flavors were just out of the ordinary, and I know it came from the oak, the flavors of the oak and everything like that. So, all right, whew, I am just yapping along, and I've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. Bradley, I'm glad you got a deep crew of people that are enjoying some whiskey on a Friday night, and I hope you had a good meal. I just poured a High West Whiskey Rendezvous Rye. It was like a craze year and a half, 2 years ago. High West, I actually have a High West Act 10 Scene 3 that I have not opened. I just bought, and I paid a fortune for it, and I've never opened it. But I've had the Rendezvous Rye. I've actually had the whiskey that's in a barrel. You know, that's a what do they say? Secondary barrel, or I don't know. Whatever. It's finished, and it was good. It was good, but you know, these guys are up and coming. They're making their mark. You know, so I'm going to read the back of this thing. You know, it's a High West. They do have cool bottles. It's kind of like an opaque bottle that's in there. You know, so they go tasty notes, honey, dried fruit, and spice. I haven't drank this thing in probably a year, because it's, you know, when you buy new stuff, you put it in the front, and then slowly stuff gets pushed in the back. And then when the gentleman that mentioned something about, hey, do a High West thing, that's the closest thing to Idaho, I go, I know I got a High West in there somewhere, and I found it, so that's why I brought it out. I'll do an actual review on this, but note that this is probably 2-year-old Rendezvous Rye compared to now Rendezvous Rye. So it's going to be a little bit different. So, you know, some people are like hating on the new stuff that's coming out because they're pushing out younger stuff. You know what? You get a bottle, and the only way to get a good review of the current stuff is what they say about the current stuff that they produce. Because if you can find a 2021 bottle of Rendezvous Rye, or 22, you know it's going to be good. That's just how it works. They claim their stakes. They're like, dude, I'm going to put my stake right here. It's going to be good. So on the back of this thing is so sweet. I've been neglecting this. I should just drink the whole thing up. It said tasty notes, honey, dried fruit, and spice. This thing is like a honey and mint flavor, but yet they write down there's a first time for everything, from the first snowfall of the year to your first camping trip. There's something truly visceral and dark, we say, magical about the first time Rendezvous Rye is our first whiskey, and thus named after the Rendezvous, the first recorded whiskey first out west. And 1820s, mountain men gathered in Wyoming and Utah, Cache Valley, that turned whiskey into the first of endless possibilities. So these guys are out of Park City, Utah. Park City, Utah is up in the hills, a lot of snow skiing, great snow, you know, skiing, boarding, what have you. I don't ski. I snowboard. Madeline snowboards. My daughter Jackie skis. My son skis. My wife skis. That's just how it is. You know, I came from a surfing background. You know, that's how it works. HW bottles are cool, but I'm ambivalent on the whiskey. Yeah, no, they make their stuff, like I said, I had the whiskey that was in whatever, I can't remember what finish it was. It was good, but it didn't really wow me. But the Rendezvous Rye kicks ass. It does great, you know. But I get a lot of mint on that. I get some honey on there. Oh, This is good. It's one of those things where you taste, you come back, and you're like, dude, why didn't I finish that bottle? Because I got more bottles. I got to drink that, and just things. 46. So this is what 92 proof. It's not crazy. It's smooth. It's great. Did I say smooth? Smooth is actually, people try and shame you and saying smooth, but it's smooth. There's no proof on this thing whatsoever. But I'll do a more in depth on this because once I finish this, that gives me more space to put something else that I've been looking for. But going back to that Frank August, my buddy got the case study 2, and I haven't tasted it yet, but I'm sure it's good. It's a finished one, so I get it. These younger, smaller blenders, what have you, like Kalu, Frank August, Barrel. Barrel's big, but they're making they're staking their claim to make some good tasting stuff. And most people, it's no longer about the name, it's more about the flavors. And if you can pull up a High West that tastes great, I think that's paramount over the name, because people are for flavors. It's like I'm out in California. I'm or like in El Paso. I love the food because it's more of a Tex-Mex. Me, Mexican food, just the standard Mexican food is kind of bland. I like the more spicy type. Give me more flavors. I think that's more important than just the bland, hey, I just had some traditional Mexican food, rice, beans, whatever, enchilada. I want stuff that's going to wow me. So that's just me. And my wife is more bland. She's from the East Coast. It's all right. This is the struggle I have. She makes her mother's recipe of, sauce. Sauce on the West Coast, sauce to everybody else, but it's sauce for New Yorkers. It's great, but I need a little more spice. She makes great ziti. She makes great spaghetti and sauce, meatballs, everything. I just need a little more spice. But I ruin the tradition by adding spice. It's great as is, but I ruin it. I 100% I do, because I want more spice. These are the same people that say ricotta, ragout. Parmesan. It's the way they're set in their ways, and if you don't have that set ways because it reminds you of mom, you ruined it. And I've gotten so much shit for fucking changing it. So, agree with the Widow Jane. Let's see if anybody else loves. Okay. All right. So with this, if you can find an old bottle, but there's no date on here. This, the only thing I can find on here, this is batch 21023. If you can find an old one, this thing it's like drinking flavored water. It's no proof whatsoever, but it tastes, you're getting those flavors of the sweet honey, you're getting the mint, you're getting a hair bit of oak on there. This thing's great, and it's a cool bottle, but that's all I can say. So I think people are getting tired. People are heading out to get some dinners with their loved ones. I'm glad you guys are spreading the word. Hit the notification bells. hit the bell. Yeah, hit the bell. When something comes up, you get notified. You got me. Watch me. If you don't want to watch my ugly face, just, go to the bathroom, turn your phone on, let it run for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, and, don't worry about me. But, the society, everyone's paying more money now for less stuff. And my whole goal of this whole thing is to, tell you what the prices should be. Don't go overboard. Don't get ripped off. Everybody's, in the business aspect is trying to give you a product, but if they're trying to rip you off, try and stay away. What do we got here? The last couple comments, I got about 5 minutes left because I've been rocking here for, almost an hour and a half. This was an awesome live, Matt. Can't wait for the next one. All right, Tater Dom, I love you, 100%. You're cool. I love it. I love it. This was a last minute live stream. I think the alcohol has cleared up my sinuses. I think I did this ultimately for Bradley because he pointed me towards the Fiddler Toasted. And shit, I'm going to actually pour another one while I wrap this things up. I think, Bradley kind of pointed me in this direction. And this is why I want to do it. I'm like, I thought Bradley already bought this thing. And he didn't. He wanted waited for my review. Bradley, thank you. That means something to me that you actually respect my taste buds, but everybody's taste buds are going to be a little bit different. And I got no heartburn, or I'm not going to get butt hurt if, you get this thing and you're like, yeah, it wasn't all that. But that's the great thing about bourbon whiskeys is everyone's taste buds are going to be a little bit different. And if I can avoid the uncertainty on telling you something, then that's what I want to do. And what's exciting is everything is up and running, and I think, this whole IT techno, crap stuff, I'm learning as I go. So, and a lot of times you learn by screwing things up. So, all right, what do we got here? Thanks for your effort and content. Thank you, Bradley. Excellent live stream, and thank you very much. Tater Dome, thank you. You stayed with me. Love it. And Maddie, Jackie, I'm trying to think of who else has jumped in there. I think someone jumped out to go get some dinner, which you should. Ed, yeah. Eric Shiver, enjoy dinner and just spread the word. That's all I can say. Spread the word, because I know that I'm getting shadow banned, censored, whatever. I get it. I don't care. Even if I get kicked off, I'm cool. I'm on Rumble. So if you guys hit the like button, hit subscribe, spread the word. And spread the word is the most important thing. With the live streams, I love doing this because I get to interact with you guys. I think it's fun. I think it's like inviting a bunch of friends over to drink, and you get to shoot the shit. And I get to do this with people across the whole country. One from Rancho Cucamonga, Florida, Texas, Idaho. I think it's cool. And one day we might meet in a bar. All right, so I'm Matt. I will do some reviews, send them out, and I will throw out a survey on when you want me to do a next live stream, because, me drinking, my lip starts flapping, and I'm game. I'll play along. So I'm Matt. I'll talk to you guys. Thank you very much for jumping in and being who you are, great people. All right, I'm Matt. Later.